Oh, do I have to? Uh, just stand by us. Oh, I see, I see. Okay. Yeah, stand by. We're getting the card set up, and then we will start as soon as we can get this card on screen.
Apologies for the technical issues, everyone.
This is my first time tracking too, so a little
There is
rusty on
quite
the
a
upswing.
there is quite a complicated interconnected series of bolts behind all this, and it's getting all the commands straight can be a little bit of a hassle. It's an impressive setup, but also yes, for the chat. Unless you're lucky enough to get a very specific combination of moves, there's always a chance that you will run into something that hard walls you. The most common trap being, of course, running full 4 special moves and then encountering a mandatory blissey.
It's more, like that just wastes time. It's different to like actually find something that hits you back hard. Blissey will not do that.
True, true. Another the other two common hard walls are Skarmory and Steelix. Steelix only early in the race, though. Since you're guaranteed to always be able to get Surf once you reach Ecruteak, after that point, you're no longer walled by Steelix. Rock Slide and Earthquake technically give you neutral coverage, but against a Skarmory, you're not going to do much. Similarly, Shadow Ball and Double Kick. I don't know what's going on with the card. That's apparently not my area.
All right, there's the card. We will start now. That's on me.
While we're waiting, I'm going to go over the card here.
Oh, we're going. We are finally off. Seems like Phiyun's kind of sitting there. Maybe we just have a little bit of a missync, but nothing we can't solve.
Yeah.
Something very interesting about this card in specific is there's not really a reason to do any specific day goals.
Yeah, I was about
As
to go into that.
you see Phiyun setting Saturday for contests and Herreteman, setting Sunday, probably just because it was the default. You know, there's no real reason to set any specific day unless you want to, like, you know, go to the bug catching contest, which is only 3 days a week. Saturday, Tuesday, and Thursday. I'm seeing Ursaring, Nidoran female, and Caterpie.
The choice is... It's not a choice. What? Interesting.
Well, you cannot... another interesting thing about this card in specific is that you cannot actually run this starter because of the top left goal. Release started before 11.
I mean, you can. You can decide not to go for that goal. You do not need it. But
No, it's a corner goal though. There's 9 slots on a bingo board that are very, very important for you to get, and those are the corner goals, the inner corner goals, and the middle goal. Without a combination of those, you just straight up can't finish.
Yeah.
And Evo 4 different Pokemon are also on this card, so it's a very good reason to get Caterpie because you're already halfway through that goal basically, because it's very easy to evolve Caterpie. We do see Apom on the first route. Both these players seeing it on their first pass. They could not catch it because they did not have any balls, but that's some good info. Cards are, you know, Apom, Heracross, Pinsir has no Evos, so that's just straight up, you need to see one of those 3 Pokemon or you can't complete that goal.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
The only problem about Caterpie is that it is not going to be able to survive very long. So finally picking up that Onyx, very good for him on a survivability standpoint.
It is an improvement over Caterpie, I'll give it that.
It'll survive, and that's what he needs right now, is things to survive a couple of hits.
Onyx, of course, is a possible goal that can appear on the card, but not in this case.
We see Vaporeon on Herreteman's screen. That's actually kind of a runnable Pokemon. With the right moveset. It's very, very bulky.
Yep. Vaporeon's a solid, as long as it's not completely terrible moveset, you can force it.
Egg Bomb, Rolling Kick, Fire Punch. That's passable. That's better than the Ursaring, given the current card format. But I don't know if that's that could be forcible if he sees nothing else, but it wouldn't be an amazing time for a while until he gets Surf.
Phiyun seems to be going for defeating the rival to try and get Caterpie up, but
Yeah, because
so little experience.
Phiyun, has the ability to evolve that Caterpie twice, and XP really doesn't matter since he does not have a really usable main for a Pokemon yet.
He has to be very careful not to go over with the experience.
Donphan. Yeah, it's a very interesting interaction because we have release starter before 11, stop Evo 4 times, and evolve 4 different Pokemon. So Phiyun actually has a decision on if he wants to wait and just not evolve the Caterpie and get that stop same 4 Pokemon Evo.
He has teleport access.
That's sick, actually.
Oh yeah, that's
some crazy tech. But yeah, if he decides to stop evolving the Caterpie, he cannot evolve it into anything else.
No, evolve the man evolved into Butterfree.
I thought it was 7 when it evolves into.
It evolves into Metaball at 7 and into Butterfree at 10.
Yeah, but if you stop evolving,
be very careful not to go over and hit level 11, which can be quite easily done with the experience.
Like I was saying, you stop Evo at 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 4 times, and then you have to release it at level 10. So you actually can't utilize that Caterpie evolution at all. But something to note is that he does have that Caterpie information in his Pokedex, so he could easily go find another one to satisfy whatever he doesn't do.
It counts. I'm saying it could count for half. He has to choose. Does he want it to count for half of the evolve for Pokemon goal, or does he want it to be stop the same evolution 4 times? That's
yeah. So Phone Book is on the card, so that first trainer is a pretty optimal trainer to fight. It only has 1 Pokemon, but with Phiyun's current team, it does not seem like
that was why you don't run Onyx, folks.
I don't think he was attempting to run the Onyx. I think he was just trying to force his way up into a different route.
Sorry,
yeah, that Kingdra might be a wall for some of these players.
Getting Onyx through anything is a challenge when you have the randomized movesets and anything that knows bubble.
Nidoran Female. Nidoran Female is actually a really nice Evo Pokemon too, because it evolves at level 16, which is really easy to do, especially late game, and then a Stone gives you a second Evo.
The usual strategy for evolution being fight the 3 sages at the entrance of the tower.
Yeah, it depends on what your goal is and what your game state is.
If you're trying to feed something XP, that's the fastest way I've seen.
Yeah, but there's obviously if you have,
Aha! There's the A-bomb.
We're a little bit behind, so it's a little bit of a spoilery. That's okay.
Oh, sorry.
We're seeing Herreteman actually getting a lot of XP on that Vaporeon. I saw Blissey and then Suicune as well, right? Yeah. And we'll see Phiyun actually opting to evolve it into Metapod. Very interesting. I would do the opposite, honestly, but maybe he's just concerned about over-leveling his Caterpie, which is understandable too. There's that Apom we were talking about earlier.
There's also the survivability of Onyx. I apologize for the slight spoiler. It's keeping track of the. I need to put Windows going here.
I don't see a world where Phiyun wins this battle against this Kingdra. Oh wait, he got stuck into Thrash. That's huge, actually.
He's trying to force it with a reversal. That's difficult. Because reversal damage is very low until you're in red HP.
And he's just trying to get through the trainer at this point.
There we go. 3. Go. No. This is a very rough start for them. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
We'll just see how Herreteman deals with this King to Charizard combo. The Vaporeon actually just straight up murders the Kingdra. That's not going to be a problem for him. He's just so high of a level.
Yeah. Unless he does that. Oh dear. 9 minutes and still stuck on the first trainer. This is... I feel very bad for him. That's really rough.
Herreteman's very much in the lead with, a runnable Pokemon. And
extremely so.
Just, passed based on viability, too.
It's going to be...
That's Sunkern. That's an Evo. We see him running from it. That's interesting.
Now there's something very runnable. Heracross is a good, strong one. Horrendously weak to flying, but oh look, it's got a reliable normal move and Dizzy Punch. That's good enough. You can make that work. Fishing for info on 46. Interesting. Yes, chat question. Yes, a wild Suicune guide. You either go... either finding a wild Suicune or going to the static encounter. The level 40 encounter in the start of Tin Tower. Oh, they're still man searching. Oh dear. Phiyun's gonna need some really good luck to catch up at this point, I think.
He's not super out of it, in all honesty. He has some good goal progression. It's just, also, this Vaporeon can easily get walled on something.
Again, that's...
like a fossil with an electric type move would be rough. This rolling kick covers the fossils.
Perhaps, just for a second. Let me just see what the... I've switched the audio track over.
Fine.
Apologize if that was a little jarring, folks.
Sorry, I didn't even see the Heracross. Crazy.
I think perhaps it's better if we use the audio if whoever's considered to be in the lead. That seems to be what people have been doing before.
Dizzy Punch Heracross could be a thing,
Yeah.
That could get us through this fight.
I mentioned earlier that Yes, Dizzy Punch Heracross is a solid, reliable main candidate. You can very easily make that work. Light shit up there.
We see Herret fighting the 32 phone book trainers. There's 2 of them on this route. This one that he is fighting currently. And then the last fisherman on the bridge of this route.
Yeah.
Oh, we got mirror code by the Heracross. That's rough.
Oh, indeed. Yeah. For the phone book, you do not... The phone book holds 10 numbers. You only need to get 7 from fighting trainers. Although sometimes racers go as far as 8. 2 of the number slots are always automatically taken up by your mom and Professor Elm.
Herret was actually sending money to mom. That's funny. He caught that.
Catching Farfetch'd for the own 6 different flying types goal.
It looks like Phiyun's still just looking for a main at this point. Very rough to see something like this happen. The Tentacruel could be passable.
Personally, I would have stuck with the Heracross, but...
We are seeing Herret go out of his way to get a lot of these extra items. Just, I guess, for some cushion. There's not a lot of item-oriented goals on this card. Slowpoke Tail's really the only one.
Finding the Slowpoke Tail does save you a lot of cash, though.
Oh yeah.
You can spend on potions and repels and the like.
And we found a trade poke in Krabby. That would have been a play to pick that up just to see what the other Pokemon is for trade. But most of the time, not actually worth it on average, but a play you can do.
Unless trade a Pokemon is on the card, I wouldn't bother with Krabby, simply because it's so late.
Ooh, we see Herret hitting the spinner just by just going too fast. It's viable, like, trading Pokemon's viable when you have 25 owned. Just to get an easy 2 Pokemon really quickly.
Yeah. Or an extreme lack of info, but, like, this early on, I wouldn't be catching the Krabby. That would, if it was me playing, that would be something I would mark down as having info for and coming back to later.
Yeah, we kind of glossed over it the first time, but this Akazuka Starmie is definitely a threat.
Oh, extremely so.
Yeah, it's Flamethrower too, what the heck? Dex the Starmie, that's a bane right there.
Even against Tentacruel's high special defense, the level difference is just... Oof.
The M44's bide, so that TM pickup was useless. Great. Love to see it.
Yeah, that's you sell that, and if you get Tazelia for money, buy repels with.
Yeah, but it seems like this card has a lot of money on it.
Tentacruel's got Just picked up something very excellent. Diving Thunder Punch, that's a very runnable moveset.
Mm-hmm. The 11 Super Potion buy. I respect it.
Yeah, that's bold.
Does he have enough money or enough repels to get through the forest? I actually haven't been paying attention. Because usually, I mean, what I like to do is I like to buy enough repels to get through Union, and then in the Azalea buy enough repels to get through Forest, plus a couple extra to get me through to the Olivine.
Sometimes buy something to buy 7 repels. Because healing items are so common as random pickups, I tend to focus personally. This is just me. You know, I'm not saying it's something you should do, but this is something I do personally, because I focus more on repels than healing items. It has bit me in the ass once or twice.
It's card dependent. The card like this where doesn't have a lot of Pokemon on here, and the Pokemon that does have, you have the Evolve 4 plus like stage 1 or 2 Pokemon on here. Repelling early is probably the play. You know, we talked about how badly Phiyun was behind, but he's really only 3 fights behind at this point. 1 fight if he decides just not to do the 32 trainers right now, which would you know, you can make up those fights later in other parts of the game.
You can.
Especially with it being on one of the less impactful spaces on the board, you can only get 2 bingos.
It's not an insignificant amount of time though to have to go and sort the egg in your party out and then get down through Union.
I mean, if you're not checking items, which like I feel like with this kind of card and with Phiyun's start, you probably wouldn't. Just because the place to probably assume that Herret was picking up items, and you haven't seen like Slowpoke Tail on the ground at all. We see Phiyun not repelling though in 32. Interesting to see if that pays out. Oh my god, it did.
I didn't
Ledian on the card.
Apologize, I was the screen for that. I didn't miss them releasing their starter, did I? Nobody's released their starter.
No one has released their starter yet. It's kind of a goal you can do whenever. As Phiyun definitely has the incentive of not doing it just yet, because he wants to get that Metapod into a Butterfree before releasing it. And we just see Phiyun not using repels at all. Interesting play. Sometimes that works in their favor, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, it's...
I've
seen races where it does, I've seen races where it doesn't. There is no definitive answer.
The plus of getting the Ledian right here is that it would be a very hard metagame for Herret to do. Especially since there's not really many progress-related goals. Except for Item Finder, which you could really do whenever. And Phiyun being pretty far behind Herret. Not really something that you would think about.
hoping for fishing strats. Sea Austin, picking up the old rod and fishing in Union Cave.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a strat. Female Fearow might not be the play though. Personal opinion, female versus male really does matter, especially on a Pokemon like Fearow, because the gender of your Pokemon really is dependent on rock type move.
Well, that's a lucky find. Even if you don't man it, that's a lucky find.
Yeah, especially when we haven't seen anything really use a rock type move yet.
There are, the chat's aware, there are 4 rock type, no wait, 5 rock type moves in the game.
It's a low amount. Oh, and hey, that's a Lugia too. Sick. Phiyun kind of just hitting a lot of good Pokemon finds on his first pass.
5 rock in Gen 2. 5 rock type moves. Rock Throw, Rock Slide, Ancient Power, Sandstorm, Rollout.
Okay, yeah.
I think. Might be missing one, but I'm not sure.
So, so that, chat knows what's on the line of this race, we're getting down to our last couple of races in each of our groups here for the group stage of this Randomizer Cinco Bingo tournament. Phiyun's sitting at a 2-1 record, only losing to Furious Magic, while Herreteman has yet to win a match. But the thing on the line is both these players still have something to play for. If Herreteman wins this match, he'll go to 1-3, and a lot of just because of how many people are getting past the group stages, because we're doing a bracket of 32 players instead of 16. A lot of 1-3 players will actually have a chance of getting into this bracket as a very, very low seed, as the wild card spots. And if he beats Phiyun, he would be beating a player that has a 2-2 record instead of a 0-4 or 1-3 record. So I believe, I could be wrong with this, but I believe how they're going to seed 1-3 wildcard spots is the record of the person they beat. So this would be a very good pickup if Herreteman could beat this. It could possibly mean him getting into the bracket stage. And for Phiyun, if he wins this race, he'll get put at 3-1, and that'll actually put a 3-way tie for the #1 spot in this group. So I believe they'll have to play a tiebreaker race like a lot of groups have had to figure out the seeding coming out of this group. So both players have a lot to play for in this particular matchup.
I'm not familiar with either of the racers personally, nor am I actually familiar with the tournament standings. The tournament, I joined the group midway, or the community midway through the tournament. The fact that the tournament was being held was part of the reason I joined, and as such I'm a little behind in that regard. That's also why you will not see me in any of these matches.
We did not brush up upon this, but Hedder finally releasing his starter. He got that Apom, he got the Vaporeon. He doesn't really need much, other backup Pokemon. Maybe he was keeping the Ursaring around for a tiny bit to make sure he had a backup Pokemon in case things went south with the Vaporeon, like we saw with that Heracross trainer. But now he really doesn't have a need for it, so releasing it now makes a little bit of sense. You see both these players still picking up every item they come across, which is it's actually really nice for just consistency, because then you have a lot of money and you can buy a lot of items. But it is significantly slower on average. It's the trade-off you get.
Fishing for the Slowpoke tail, because you need a lot of money on hand to buy it if you don't find it.
Yeah, it's very, very rare when you get into a situation where you don't have enough money for the Slowpoke tail. Especially when there's, TM stuff. Oh, well, Pinsir. When there's non-TM goals on the card, like there's no 20 TMs or something that, 4 stab moves on a Pokemon type of goal, where having a some TMs in your pocket are really nice. So they can sell those TMs is what I'm getting at.
Hmm.
I'm only assuming that the hop-up catch was for Evos because that line
It's
does
different flying
evolve
types, Hobbit,
very,
fast flying.
Oh, that is true. And Evos too, yeah, there's a little bit of synergy there, because Hop-Up, I believe, evolves at like 16, or before that even, and then Skiploom evolves, or 18. So that's an Evo you can go for. Jumpluff is a little bit later than I thought. I thought it was early 20s, it's actually late 20s, 27.
And looks like he's trying to main switch to the Lugia that he found. That's, considering the low level, that's bold move.
That's some Ho-Oh info. Yeah. We are getting a Ho-Oh info on the 14 phone book trainer on this route. It'll come at a price though, because this thing is bulky and it is draining the egg bombs of the Vaporeon. That Vice Grip did way more than I thought it would. Holy crap.
I do think it's a mistake for Phiyun to be trying to main switch so often. Like it, maybe in a full item randomizer race, but here in a bingo, I think the Lugia is too low level, too late to be main switched into. Effectively, and it would have been better play to either pick Heracross or Tentacruel and really focus on it.
He's trading with the Lugia. I'm assuming he's just trading any sort of going fast at all to going into a playstyle that has a very, slow but steady formula. And the Kenya is on the card, Arcanine Ninetales. That's a very interesting find. Good for Phiyun that he did not, because that wasn't one of his randoms that he caught. That does help Herret more than it helps Phiyun.
And here's the problem. Having to back out midway through the rockets and go heal again. When you're trying to main switch to something that low leveled into the rockets, that's what I find happens.
Yeah, but Slowpoke Well doesn't really have that much of a its encounter rate is very, very low in relation to most other caves.
And furthermore, the Pokemon that he's been running into here, the Tentacruel that he caught would deal with these quite handily.
Yeah, Lugia isn't really a fan favorite main. It's very meh attacking stats. It's just bulky as heck, which will get you through the game, but might get you at, an hour 30 flight time. Which is, less than optimal.
I mean, stab wing attack is nice, but isn't enough at this point, considering how far they've fallen behind. I don't think so.
Something to know, we didn't see Herreteman go for there's a Skiploom, so you can catch that and not have to evolve the Hop-Up. That's what it seems like he is going to opt to do.
Another flying type.
What I was saying before we found the Skiploom is we see Herreteman opting to not go what I would call the phone book route, which is instead of going through the national park, you go down through the Route 35 grass and fight the bug catcher, and then you also fight this trainer that he is fighting currently. Both of the trainers have one Pokemon each, and they both give you their phone number. And I could be wrong, but he fought the national park trainer because they also gave you a phone number, correct?
I think so.
That was the only reason why I could think he was fighting that specific national park trainer. So I guess he is going to end up getting all three. I guess you can go one circle or the other circle.
This must be very close to filling up the phone book now. Only one more, I think.
He should be getting very close. Yeah, if you do the one on 30, the 2 on 32, the one before goldenrod, that's 4, and then you fight these 3, that's 7. Now he just needs 1 more left.
Yeah,
and you get that for free with Bill if you opt to do the Bill stuff.
I think it's 7. There is another trainer here you can get the phone number from if you want to fight them. Juggler Irwin.
Yeah, but he has 4 Pokemon, so that's not very optimal.
Yeah. My personal nemesis.
Yeah, it's an interesting nemesis to have.
I hit Irwin far too often.
I see. Yeah, the spinner, like all the spinners spin at the same rotation. So after you play it for like 10 or 15 times, you can kind of feel spinners. And if you watch some of the more seasoned players, you can see like they have specific like movement routes. Like for 35, there's like 5 or 6 different movement setups you can do to get through all the spinners, basically guaranteed.
I've been trying. It's I'm just not very skilled at executing it.
Yeah, I mean everyone starts somewhere. It's like getting in at this time is a very, very different sphere than starting this like 3 or 4 years ago when the idea kind of came into fruition.
I always find myself wondering what they would do with Whitney's gym these days now that Fairy exists. Would they still have the flower arrangements in the shape of a Clefairy? Would they replace Whitney's Clefairy with Jigglypuff, which remains a normal type? No.
I mean, I think they would just, I don't know. Part of me thinks they would make it a fairy type gym. Just because that's probably what they were going for, but they just didn't have the type yet.
Too difficult for Whitney this time around. Lugia showing off here why it's not considered very race-worthy most of the time. That's a 4 hit on the Ekans.
It's a work in progress, alright.
Like, Lugia will not die. Lugia will not go down. You will survive just about any fight you throw it at, but it's...
We do see Herreteman basically a whole gym ahead in terms of story progress, but also Phiyun has 2 Pokemon goals, which Herret only has info on 1 of them, which we're not entirely certain if the Ho actually even exists yet.
So, when we say exist, we mean findable with the Pokedex in Johto.
Yeah. I mean, there's a funny little quirk where if you go into, what is that place called? Tojo Falls. It will Dex area beep even though you don't have the Johto Dex yet. Or the Kanto portion of the Dex, if it's still there. That's like a desperation play. You never do that unless you're actually desperate. I guess Herret actually did Dex the Ho and it's in Union, which I guess is fine, but that's 10 slots. That's super good.
It would be quite funny to have both Lugia and the Ho being in Union, because that's where Lugia was caught.
Was Pillow-Swine on the card? I do not see it. Yeah, usually because of Dex Area Beep, you can really categorize spots where Pokemon exist into 3 different categories. the ones that just have grass or are just a cave, and those are 7. Like those are your ice paths. Those are your Route 29s.
Herret did not mark the item finder after picking it up.
Did he pick it up? I didn't even see if he picked it up.
He did, indeed. Yep, just picked it up but hasn't marked it. I think perhaps we're going to have to mark it for him.
Let me go verify that real quick, because I did not see it get picked up. Because that's kind of important. That's actually a pretty important goal if you need to check.
It is.
You need to click that if you get it.
Yes. Hulk verifying that he did pick it up. I'm going to go ahead and mark it for him.
We can go mark it for him. Thank you, Hulk. Because item. Usually, what you want to do is you want to delay picking up item finder to, especially if you have info that is pertinent. I guess Herret doesn't really have any pertinent info that he would want to attempt to hide. So picking it up now is fine. But like if you have some Pokemon goals, or if you have like, you want to muddy the waters of where something is, then what you do is you just pick up item finder later, or like even after fly.
Is there an issue with the tracker feed on the stream? Ah, there we go.
No, it's semi-delayed.
Just a little bug of a layout.
We see Phiyun fishing in here too, getting a Suicune back up. Also, yes, you make a good point, H-roll. If you could go up to the go up to the 60 in Tin Tower to get the Ho-Oh.
I mean, it does count. Getting the 60 at the top of the tower does count for the Ho-Oh or Lugia goal, but it's you generally don't do that unless you absolutely have to, or
catch a
on floor 9 of Tin Tower,
which is on this card. So no, that might be.
Oh, it is on the card. I missed that. My bad.
Yeah, like H-roll said earlier, doing TLBR would facilitate you basically going up and catching the Ho anyway, because that synergizes really well, because Black Belt Stop Evolve 4, and then TLBR pretty free.
Hulk in the chat pointing out Phiyun found a Weeping Bell, or a Weeping Bell for the
It helps with for Evo and for the Victory Bell Vileplume goal.
Yeah. Very handy. Going into Rival 3, Gyarados is not something that Vaporeon wants to see.
Not particularly. We haven't really seen anything that helps Vaporeon out against water types. The Headbutt really wasn't doing much either, which I'm surprised he got Headbutt over Egg Bomb. So yeah, finally getting that Butterfree, but he needs to release that like now. And he's already halfway there. With the Victory Bell, he is 3/4 of the way there.
They Coordinate Arena as well. So that'll be the 4th.
Oh yeah. So he's already set up for that goal. He can just, when he eventually goes to the Celadon Mart. Celadon. I don't know what Goldenrod Mart. Yeah, you know what I mean. I was doing full item rando yesterday. Yeah, Phiyun did set Saturday, so he has the ability to go into
probably to go fetch for items, the item at the far end,
or just get slots too.
Not
Right.
good.
Slots would be a little bit different. Maybe just looking for flying types, I guess. But you know,
For people who don't know,
checking these slots could, you know, shift a race really well too. Fanfi Teddy are in a very like pinnacle spot.
yeah. Just to point out for people who don't know, there is an item on the ground in the bottom left corner. It is a TM in the bottom left corner of the national park map that requires going a very long route around the get to. Biking in and out of there manually takes about 2 minutes. And
Yeah, and usually what you do is you go into contests and you can manually quit out of it after picking up that TM.
Yeah.
Oh, we do see another flying type from Phiyun. Hopefully he catches that. We did see a Spinnerack in there, but Phiyun really didn't need to get it because he already has Ledian.
Oh, apparently we missed Roamer Cry. Oh dear.
Hot take, but I would be very surprised if roamers hitting a roam, actually defeat level 40s on the card, doing roamers for Pokemon goals would be even thought of from most of these players.
You have to remember to switch the audio over when Phiyun reaches though.
Yeah, we can do that.
Chat does enjoy it as a fun guessing game. Maybe we ought to switch it back over now.
And we're nowhere really near Cries. Because Phiyun still needs to do Whitney's gym.
Oh, right. Well, that's I switched it over anyway.
You see Phiyun utilizing teleport very effectively here.
Extremely. That saves a lot of time. Very lucky find. You can do an awful lot with teleport, and in fact, if you find teleport, you may even opt to fly skip.
Yeah, but with this card, it would be very, at least in my opinion, very hard to fly skip on this particular card. Just because Encounter Suicune on Route 42 exists, Black Belt exists.
Ah, right, Suicune on 42, yeah.
Super Nerd Mountain Water requires you to get Strength for it. So that you also need to, like, if you're going to Olivine, you might as well just get Fly. It's possible to fly skip, but it's very, especially, like, you need to have the card to do it as well.
Point is that teleport is one of the things that makes fly skip viable.
Mm-hmm.
Without it, it's much harder to find to see that will make fly skipping worthwhile. Mangaton is a hard wall for the Lugia. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Can Magneton stay asleep long enough for Tentacle to really get going with it? Oh. This is a really rough match for Phiyun. Garrett, of course, had no difficulty with Whitney because the Vaporeon was packing Fire Punch.
Herret's actually missing two phone numbers. Or he'll fight the last here for the last one he needs. before going to talk to Bill.
Not necessarily, chat. They could also go get Bill's number and then delete a number just before getting to the black belt and remark the goal.
Yeah, I don't really...
That would be a rather strange way of doing it, but it would also kind of...
I don't like how he's fighting this last right here, just because you do need to do black belt and you do need to have a space for it. And Bill's basically free, so instead of doing the last, you should have done Bill, but...
Unless they're planning not to ever go back to Goldenrod.
Yeah.
Which is unusual when you've got 4 Evos on the card. Because usually you're going to Goldenrod to buy stones. Stones, of course, not normally in the regular game of Pokemon Crystal available in the Goldenrod Mart. This is something that's been adjusted for the tournament in order to make the races more suitable.
You find finally picking up the Arcanine Ninetales. Hopefully he'll check that at some point, just so he's not in the dark for very long.
Did catch a Growlithe earlier, so he's already under the assumption that he has that goal on lock. And thus might not check it, but just hopefully he checks it before he spends money on a Firestone. And their phone number collected.
Fairly certain he does, but I couldn't tell you which one, which rock type move he would have.
I am unsure, Hulk. We may have to check to verify later, but it's
yeah, that was my plan. Phiyun going to return Kenya right now. He knew it was an Arcanine. He's fine. He's found the Arcanine Ninetales. He's gonna just return it right now. Really, I guess fishing for a good TM. I believe Shucky had 2 non-damaging, but we'll check when Phiyun grabs it. This is why I want logs, so I can see what the roamers are, actually.
I do apologize if we miss things, chat. It's hard to keep the details of both at once in mind. I cannot read the text on both players' screens at the same time, and so sometimes things slip through. On plate, PS here for a sub-hour fly. See?
A 55 fly is probably what he's been getting. That's pretty solid, actually, especially for the kind of start and the kind of stuff he did.
Mm-hmm.
Flash is a HM, not a TM, so it's a non-TM, non-damaging move. So what usually happens is you find something with 3 non-TM, non-damaging moves, and then you go and grab Flash. This is one of the goals that is being talked about right now, just because the original idea behind the goal was you have to know what kind of Pokemon learns a lot of moves upon level up, and then you take a Pokemon like that and then level them up to make sure like get the non-damaging moves learned. But what ends up happening 99.9% of the time is that you just keep catching Pokemon, because the likelihood of you finding something with 3 non-TM non-damaging is 3 or 4 non-TM non-damaging is kind of high compared to just getting something and leveling it up.
But the fact that Flash counts for the goal is the only reason.
Fine, go. No, fire! Don't do this. No. I don't want to see that desperation yet. For the uninitiated, Pineco evolves into Fortress at level 31. Not what I would call optimal.
Sometimes you don't have any other option. Just shy of a 56 for Fly. And technically, you're picking up Fly after the 56-minute mark, but like, it's usually measured as when you beat Chuck, rather than when you actually talk to his wife. Going to Suicune North and fighting Yusin here is a requirement for the goal of encountering Suicune in Route 42. Suicune will not appear there until you've encountered it here and battled the Usain.
Lugia with Surf will definitely be doing a lot more than without it.
Extremely so.
Double teaching it's kind of an interesting move, but what do we know?
The girls had to come in as a backup a bunch of times, so.
Yeah, and we touched on that earlier, of just randomly going, finding a Suicune on 42 definitely would count as well.
I wasn't aware of that.
But okay, it's a meme. It's literally a meme, because the time it takes for you to dex Suicune and then say, oh, it's on 42, I'm gonna go find it. Literally the only time you would ever do that is if Suicune's on the card. And you have to catch Suicune on the card and encounter Suicune on 42 is on the card.
I wasn't aware that was the condition that kind of. I thought it had to specifically be the overall big fight of battle encounter. So yeah, having difficulty KOing things again. Here comes back up Tentacruel with Late Seed.
I mean, okay, yeah, that's the other condition too. Knows I forgot about Fly Skip.
Interesting. Ah, I see. I was wondering why Herret was going into Mount Mortar instead of surfing past, but it has info.
I'm assuming it beeped when he dexed it. We'll switch on over after we hear these cries, which are coming up right now.
Yep. Okay, so 5 time. I don't know. The first one is either Chansey, Pidgeotto, or Venomoth. Pretty sure the others I cannot recognize. According to chat, Pidgeotto, Tauros, and Kakuna.
This is why we need logs, so we actually know. Oh my, Phiyun's actually... This is actually a play Phiyun's doing. He's going in and out and dexing Tauros, because he believes it'll dex area be with the roamers on this route, which is sound logic. I don't know if that's actually true, but it makes sense because a roamer replaces a 10% slot on a route. So it should beep at you if it happens like that. Something I completely missed is we always saw Herreteman pick up Phanpy Teddy. Very important corner goal there that I don't think we really... Or was it for free? I actually don't know.
It was, he's in looking for Tauros. He got Dex info for Tauros.
Yeah, I think he found it in...
Yeah.
Mortar, did he not? Yeah. He's looking for Tauros and Mortar. So that's 2 out of the 4 rooms in Mortar checked now. Or 2 out of the 3. I don't remember how much Mortar actually has.
4. It has 4.
You know, a Gambit lost the 50-50, but not the last place you can go find it. One of them is waterfall locked, I believe? If I'm... No, maybe? I might be mistaken.
Technically, the room isn't locked behind the waterfall. Just most of the items are.
Oh, okay. He will find this Weeping Bell, though, which will get him 1 Evo closer to the Evo goal.
Nobody found a Slowpoke tail.
So the Tauros is down here. I guess this is the best spot for him to go find it. I did see one other spot on the Johto Dex that it was located, but I didn't catch what it was. Oh, hey, that's 2 Evos right there. And something on the card as well. Bellsprout into Weeping Bell into Victory Bell.
He just caught a Weeping Bell, so he'll likely just evolve the Bellsprout.
Yeah, he'll just evolve the... Yeah.
And then evolve the Bellsprout that he's evolved. Weeping Bell will languish in the box. If Bellsprout will get in the ball.
Oh, he's deciding to just run from me. That's kind of...
Limited Pokeballs on Tauros is more important.
I guess so, but I would think about just trying to weaken it with something else first. I don't know. Prioritizing the Tauros, actually, I mean, is the reason why he's here, so it makes sense.
So that's 2 slots in the water and 1 on the ground, I think. Well, now that's lucky.
Now that's a find right there.
Uh-huh. It is.
Very, very good pickup for Herret. Grabbing that. Still hasn't found the Tauros yet, so maybe thinking about going to maybe not the water slots. Or, I guess he already cleared the water slots. He's here in the ground. Oh, and there's that Tauros.
There we go.
And he can just go right out of this cave and go to the encounter Suicune, because right here.
Yeah.
That was actually a really good gambit. Usually you don't see a lot of players go into Mortar, especially for a Pokemon goal like that.
He knew it was there.
Yeah, I guess that was one of the better spots too. Oh no, he's gonna miss the Slowpoke tail. He forgot to do the Slowpoke tail.
Oh no!
That's an incredible blunder.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's an Evo poke too.
There is no backup strat for that.
Will he remember?
You have to buy the Slowpoke tail, or from there before Lance goes and kicks the door in, or get very lucky and find it on the ground, and there is no. Oh, aha!
He remembered. He remembered. What a save! What a lad!
That was very close.
That was a little too close for comfort there.
Mm.
So with this Ledian info he has, he's gonna go back probably and realize that it's on the grass of 32. Because I think with this Arios Ledian, he has enough info to finish.
Caterpie is only found in Dragon's Den.
No, that's Ice Path.
Oh.
Dragon's Den's on the other side of the city, like in the route.
Ah, I see.
So that's actually kind of obtainable. I see a really, I won't say easy, but a nice path for Herret, assuming he has enough flying types where you do column 1, column 5, BLTR, TLBR, and row 3 with the Grimer info. I guess, or row 2, excuse me, because you get Sunny Day.
Fishing for the Caterpie and nice path.
This isn't a terrible play. I would probably do the same if I needed to do Evolve 4.
I think he's just getting it for stopping the Evos.
That would be pretty harsh.
He already has. He has enough Pokemon caught for Evolve 4.
Yeah, row 1's also super doable, assuming you get the 3 non-team non-damaging somewhere. Like, the Caterpie is going to be in the spot where every Ice Path info is, which is the puzzle down here.
You have
on it now.
You have 4 floors in Ice Path here.
You have more than 4 actually, because there's like sides to everything. But there's nothing you can't like check on your first path. You go through every floor on your pass through.
Floors. Might be 5, but yeah. So it's Ice Path is because there's so many floors to it. There's a lot of slots and counter slots to check. So if you see something that's in Ice Path but also somewhere else, usually you'll check elsewhere first before going to Ice Path.
It honestly depends. Like I would rather check
unless you have a route on your for victory that requires going to Blackboard.
Oh, I mean Black Belt's here, so that's partially why he's here. The other thing is kind of he's only found here. But it really depends on what you're feeling, right? There's a lot of places that only have, are only in that 10 slot bucket. Like Union Cave has 3 floors of 10 slots. And Ice Path has, like a lot of floors, but you're gonna pass through them anyway, and you can check as you go, and they only have 7. It's preference. Because then you don't have to also like search for 10% in the water to make sure you're not missing like a 10% somewhere. Because instead of having like 3 10% slots, it could be in a thing of 10. You have 2 10% slots in a thing of pool of 7.
Was anyone? Oh, where's the gallery? Has anyone had to fight a dragon yet? Do they have any dragon info?
I was thinking the same thing.
The Kingdra at the start. The Kingdra at the start.
Yeah, that's the only dragon I think we've really seen. This is honestly, to me, this is a very perplexing catch, because getting this thing to a higher level will be very hard.
It was Kingdra at the start, or am I thinking of the race I did earlier?
Now, Kingdra was the first Pokemon on that first trainer. So they definitely have that kind of info.
So it's sometimes when you do a bunch of these in quick succession, it gets very difficult to remember what was what. I did a non-tournament race earlier today, and sometimes it can be difficult to remember where what you saw with words.
Yeah, it's especially when you do one back-to-back, or commentate something right after you play one or play two. It's hard to remember just specific info stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a fun fact. There's 2 phone book trainers on this route. One's the black belt here, and then there's a hiker.
Yeah.
So I remember for the longest time there was a lot of people who would accidentally fight the hiker trainer, myself included, and think that was the black belt trainer, because the overall sprites look kind of similar.
Is there another black belt in the game that you can call?
Not until Kanto or Victory Road.
I wasn't sure if there was any even in Kanto or on the way to Victory Road. But one more phone slot still. So I miscounted somewhere.
No, he just didn't pick up a phone book somewhere. Because he definitely had 8 going into that last fight.
Alright then.